Hi, my name's Tim Snyder. I chose to do my final assignment on Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. This movie was released in 1980, directed by Irvin Kershner, created by George Lucas, and a few of the main stars in the film: Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford. A little bit about the movie. The movie uh, is the second film, not in chronological order, but in the time that it was made. So the first movie was made in 1977. The second movie was made in 1980. Even though the title does say Episode 5, the chronological order of the movies are kind of odd. This film is pretty much a chase of Darth Vader chasing Luke Skywalker through the whole galaxy, as well as it shows the growth of the characters throughout the whole movie. From the beginning to end, you see how each character's personality grows and their relationships grow. And it's also about Luke starting his training to become a Jedi, which in the previous film we see them touch a little bit on his powers towards the end when he destroys the Death Star. But in this film, they really hone in on his training and things like that. So why I chose this film? I chose this film because Star Wars is one of my favorite movies. All 8 of them now. It's my favorite saga. I chose Episode 5 because it's the most evil, I believe, and Darth Vader's my favorite character, and you really see his side, not his side, but you really see his personality as a character grow, and you see how evil and dark the Empire is. So the clip I chose was when Luke is leaving Dagobah. He's torn between leaving and continuing his Jedi training, or going and saving his friends who are in danger. I chose this clip because it's extremely powerful. You can see the character's emotions, and it really reaches out and touches you as the viewer, and you feel those emotions as well. You almost feel as if you're torn between the decisions Luke has as the viewer. Looking at the 3 elements, a big one in this clip is the music. George Lucas adds in subtle music. You can't really, you don't notice it because you're paying attention to the dialogue between the characters, Yoda, Luke, and Obi-Wan. But he does add in this small element to help add to that emotion and allow the viewer to not only hear the words and dialect of the characters, but the music really adds in that emotion factor. The second element I chose were the editing. Though in the scene there isn't a whole lot of editing, it is one long shot, and I believe the really only editing in this scene is they added in Obi-Wan's blue ghost, which in that time it was special features were very 1980. They were very I don't know if I would say poor quality, but they aren't up to the standards that today's films are. So that special feature was probably, I would say, ahead of its time, allowing them to add in this character who no longer exists as a blue glowing being. And finally, the last element I chose to talk about was the narrative and story elements. So in this scene, it extends the theme as well as the plot. It extends the plot because now not only is there the conflict between the rebellion and the Empire, but now there's this conflict within Luke himself, as well as the conflict with Yoda and Obi-Wan. So there's many conflicting issues in this film, and I thought Lucas did a great job, as well as using that to push the story forward, get the viewer really involved and emotionally invested in this film. And this scene, watching this scene alone away from the movie, you can see the emotion, and you don't understand necessarily what the premise and understand what's going on, but you can tell through the dialect and the conversation that it is important that Luke stays and continues his training. And this is a little bit of foreshadowing for the next couple movies as well. So Lucas did a good job of kind of working in his movies. He lines them up almost perfectly so that the next one, you'll see a scene in the next movie and understand why that happened, or where the characters are coming from. So that pretty much concludes this screencast. Yeah, so enjoy.